Welcome to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Well, have you come to the right place? Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support your every step on the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune in to the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Monday, December 4th, 2023. And hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and it's truly been a joy to have you with us as we continue to explore the depths of our self-love journey. But today we are delving into a crucial aspect of our journey, and that's resilience, to never give up, embracing resilience on the self-love journey. So let's dive in and discover how resilience can be our guiding light. So throughout the show, we're going to break it down. As always, we're going to continue to do the same thing as we're going to understand what resilience and self-love is and what's the power of perseverance, overcoming self-doubt and fear, finding strength in setback, and cultivating a support network, as well as strategy in building resilience and celebrating our victories. So what I want to do is we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to talk about understanding what resilience is and self-love, and how resilience can be a great tool, a great catalyst to your self-love journey. All right? It's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love, and we'll be right back. Hey, it's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by Neon.com, Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to AskNyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you.
I often find myself feeling stuck in my life and like I'm not reaching my full potential. But with Elevate Me, Self-Discovery, I've been able to tap into my inner self and discover what I truly want out of life. Elevate Me, Self-Discovery is an incredible program that combines video learning, self-help, and amazing audio to guide you through a journey of self-discovery. From feeling freedom and guided meditation to self-love and empowerment, this program is perfect for anyone looking to unlock their full potential. Don't let life pass you by.
Well, welcome back. It's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love. And I said that we were going to kick this off, and we were going to start with understanding resilience and self-love. Today's topic is never give up, embracing resilience on the self-love journey. All right, so resilience is our ability to bounce back from life-change challenges, and is deeply intertwined with self-love, so serving a foundation of personal growth. Today, we will definitely explore on how embracing resilience can empower us to overcome obstacles to thrive on our self-love journey. So first, understanding that resilience and self-love are two interconnected concepts that contribute to personal growth, well-being, and overall happiness. So resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, setbacks, or challenges. And it is the capacity to adapt, cope, and recover from difficult situations. So here's what you need to know about resilience: acceptance of reality. Resilience starts with accepting the reality of the situation. Another thing that we talk about a lot is a positive mindset. Resilient individuals maintain a positive mindset even in the face of adversity. They focus on solutions rather than dwelling on problems, and they believe in their ability to overcome difficulties. So you know how much we talk about having a positive mindset. And this is why, because having that positive mindset will help with that resilience, flexibility, and adaptability. Resilient people are flexible and adaptable. They can adjust their strategies, plans, and expectations as needed in response to changing circumstances. And this helps them to navigate through obstacles and find alternative routes to success. Seeking support. Resilience is not about facing challenges alone. In fact, seeking support from friends, family, and professionals is an important aspect of resilience. And having a strong support network can provide encouragement, guidance, and resources during tough times. So we don't always have to do it alone. There is always someone that's out there. There is someone that's out there that is your person. That is your community. That can understand what you are going through and won't pass judgment. And with self-love, I know we talk about self-love all the time, but I want to just reiterate what self-love is. Self-love is the practice of caring of one's well-being, recognizing and valuing oneself and one's worth, and treating oneself with kindness and compassion. Knowing what your self-acceptance is. Self-love begins with embracing yourself, including your strengths and your weaknesses without judgment. Self-care, self-love involves prioritizing self-care, both physically and mentally. Setting boundaries. Self-love means setting healthy boundaries and recognizing your own needs. Positive self-talk. Self-love is positive affirmations. Practicing self-compassion. Also embracing your imperfections. Resilience and self-love go hand in hand, and when we practice self-love, you cultivate a strong sense of self-worth and confidence, which in turn enhances your resilience. So building resilience allows you to face challenges with greater strength and bounce back from setbacks, ultimately leading you to a more fulfilling and successful life. So now that we understand how resilience and self-love together can make your self-love journey successful. Okay, next let's talk about the power of perseverance. Let's talk about the power of perseverance. I'm going to share a few stories of individuals who faced daunting challenges yet never gave up on their journey to self-love. And these stories will illuminate the transformative power of perseverance in nurturing self-acceptance and self-care. And remember a few weeks ago I told you that I had read the book by Michelle Obama, and I thought that was an amazing book. But you know, with the former First Lady Michelle Obama, she has been very open on her experiences with imposter syndrome and self-doubt. And I myself can say that I went through that. Yes, I went through that as well. But just to read and just to see that despite any challenges that she has had, she used her platforms to advocate for education and health and empowerment, and also encouraging individuals to embrace in their unique talents and values. Because remember, when she first got onto the main stage, being the very first Black First Lady, standing there with her husband as being the first African American president, we knew that was a powerful move. But also for her being of the hue of skin color that she was. She was a chocolate, dark-skinned, beautiful young lady from the south side of Chicago. Well, she is. Not say she was, but she is. And not only do she have to, or do we, because I am that same hue, that we have difficulties in adversity just with race alone, but also within our own culture. Yes, with colorism. So for her, and she speaks about this in her book, of her overcoming a whole lot of those things, and even truly knowing who she is through that. But then for her to take that platform and become one of the most loved person in the world is an amazing feat. So through all of that, knowing that when she got on that big stage like that her and her family will be open to all kind of scrutiny in everything, from them calling her a monkey to all of those things. But she held her head up high and she walked with grace. And that perseverance had put her through to where, man, she is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. And became very successful. Very successful. And another one, I love me some Oprah Winfrey. And you know how Oprah, she's a media mogul. She's a philanthropist, and she's faced so many numerous challenges. And I know we spoke of this before. But just remembering her story, for me, it sits me right there. It sits me right there in the middle of what it is, meaning that. And when I say this, please follow me. Comparing on what her life was, I didn't have those struggles. I wasn't abandoned as a child by my mother. Even though partly I was raised by my grandmother, but I always knew where my mother was at, and she was always coming to get me. You understand? But also I wasn't a product of sexual abuse either. And she was. And so she was able to maintain all of that, put it deep down, side and in, but use that for her to become this successful woman. And then we come to the beautiful Maya Angelou, the poet, the author, the civil rights activist who overcame traumatic childhood and faced discrimination throughout her life. But despite of all of these challenges, she found her voice and used it to inspire and empower others. Her writings and teachings continue to resonate with people around the world, encouraging self-acceptance and love. I mean, it doesn't matter what skin color you are, you hear them saying, "And still I rise, and still I rise." Even for me, just saying those few words, "and still I rise," it put a smile on my face. But not only that, but it put a bigger fuel, well, actually put more fuel on a fire that's already within me, to know that, man, these three beautiful young ladies that look like you, that they were able to overcome some of the harshest obstacles and adversity ever in life. They were the ones that crawled so you'll be able to walk and run. So if anything, look at them as an influence for something of good, of better, knowing that you can overcome those things. And that's for me. And if you all truly looked at their story, whether you're a white man, a white woman, a black man, a black woman, Mexican or whatever, knowing their story and seeing your situation now, and say, man, if they got through it, man, I can get through it. And for them to do that, that has to be the power, not only of resilience, but of self-love, of their self-acceptance of themselves. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about in this today is overcoming self-doubt. You know, with self-doubt and fear is a common roadblock in our journey. And I want to talk about some practical tips to overcome these challenges in reaffirming the commitment to our self-love and personal growth. But what I want to do first is I want to take a quick break and then we're going to come back. And then we're going to talk about overcoming self-doubt and fear and also finding the strength in the setbacks. All right. It's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks here on the season of self-love. And we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
I often find myself feeling stuck in my life and like I'm not reaching my full potential. But with Elevate Me, self-discovery, I've been able to tap into my inner self and discover what I truly want out of life. Elevate Me, self-discovery is an incredible program that combines video learning, self-help, and amazing audio to guide you through a journey of self-discovery. From feeling freedom and guided meditation to self-love and empowerment, this program is perfect for anyone looking to unlock their full potential. Don't let life pass you by.
Well, welcome back. It's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks here on the season of self-love. And today we are talking about resilience. Never give up. Embrace resilience on the self-love journey. And before the break, we were talking about, we were getting ready to dive into overcoming self-doubt and fear. And with self-doubt and fear, there are common roadblocks on our journey. And so what I want to do is I want to talk about it as well as some practical strategies to overcome these challenges and reaffirming our commitment to our self-love and personal growth. And then I want to start off, I have 3 strategies that I want to share with you all right now on how we can overcome it and reaffirm our commitment to self. So first of all, I want us to challenge our negative thoughts. Self-doubt and fear often stems from negative thoughts and beliefs about ourselves. And start by becoming aware of these thoughts and challenging them with evidence and alternative perspective. So you ask yourself if there is any concrete evidence supporting these negative beliefs, or if they are simply based on assumptions or past experience. And you replace those negative thoughts with positive affirmation and realistic and powerful beliefs. So you say, okay, Naomi, how do I know? How can I identify and challenge my negative thoughts? Well, here's some key things that can help you. First, practice mindfulness and self-awareness. Start by bringing awareness to your thoughts and feelings throughout the day. So whenever you notice a negative thought arising, try to pause and observe them without judgment. And I'm telling you, I do that. Let me tell you, I'll be sitting doing something totally, just something different in the mood, and then a thought will come in my mind, and I'm like, girl, where'd that come from? Girl, no. That's not what we're going to do today. I say, oh, no, that's not what we're going to do today. Or I change it into something positive. But I know you all have experienced that. Even listening to this show right now, you probably experienced something like that. Like, no, we're going to continue to listen to this. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But also, whenever you notice those negative thoughts that's coming, try to pause and observe them without judgment. Pay attention to the patterns and the triggers that contribute to the self-doubt and fear. Being mindful of these things, these thoughts, will help you to identify, to challenge them more effectively. Also, keep a thought journal. Write down your negative thoughts in a journal as they come up, and be specific about the situations or triggers that lead to these thoughts. This will help you gain clarity in reoccurring patterns and provide you with a record to reflect upon later. All right, so I tried this a few times. I've tried this a few times, and well, usually what I do, I find out when I start this, and then I usually find myself going into my journal and starting to write my thoughts in my journal. When I tried it the few times. But now reading it over again, and I even thought about it when I was doing my research earlier this weekend. I was like, that's really something that I really need to put back into my self-love practices, is even though I acknowledge it and I voice it and I cut it all for negative, but also I need to make aware of where or how am I triggered by those thoughts. Am I watching something? What am I doing that it triggers, so that can better help me. Also, examine the evidence. Once you have identified the negative thought, ask yourself, is there any concrete evidence to support it? Often we hold on to negative beliefs without questioning their validation. Look for objective facts, for example, that challenge these beliefs. Consider alternative and more positive. This morning during my prayer and meditation session, I kind of had that situation going on. And without going deep into detail, I was able to check myself and realize where that was coming from. And in that process of me checking myself, and mind you, when I say check myself, know that it is not coming from a judgment self of myself, but it's being aware and acknowledging what this is that's happening to me. Because remember, I am 51 years old, and me going through this self-love journey after all of these years, and my mindset was before, is challenging at times. Sometimes you could be in the most positive mood, like I'm sitting in my prayer and meditation, and then these unwanted thoughts came in my mind about someone that I haven't spoken to in years. And I'm like, why am I thinking about this person in this moment? And then I looked again and I said, well, this is why. But even the way that I feel then and the way I feel now, is it any truth to it? And it was like, no, there isn't. So why even continue to have that negative thought? Because you all are bypassed that. You have forgiven that person, and that person has forgiven you. You understand where they were at that moment in time, and they understood you. So why is that thought coming up? And then it was a card, it was a message that came to me. And that was one of the triggers that brought it back up. But now I do that. Before I didn't. Before I'd still be mad at somebody or whatever. Whatever that thought coming, I manifested even more. Now I don't. Now I pay attention. That's why I was like, when I was doing my research on this weekend, and I saw about taking inventory, but writing it down with those negative thoughts and how did they arise and come through. I'm going to put that back in. Like I said, I tried it a few times and end up starting writing in my journal, but I'm definitely going to implement that into my daily practices. So I'm gonna walk around with my little pad and pencil, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to challenge myself to do that for a week. Actually, I'm going to start today. I'm going to challenge myself and do that this week. I invite you all to this challenge as well. Yes, I invite you all to this challenge as well. Challenge ourselves to write the negative thoughts that we have. To write the negative thoughts that we have. Keep a journal of it. And be specific about the situations and what triggers that led to those thoughts. And then next Monday, we're going to come back with it. We're going to come back with it. I'm going to ask you on Friday and say how you do it. I'm going to tell you to email me and let me know how that's going. But yes, I'm going to challenge myself as well as challenge you all as well. All right. So now, ooh, excuse me. So now I want to go on to, I had a few more. Hold on. Give me a second. I had a few more. All right. And here's another strategy. taking small steps outside of your comfort zone. What does that mean? Fear and self-doubt can keep us stuck in a comfort zone, preventing us from experiencing growth and personal development. To overcome this, you have to start by taking small, manageable steps outside of your comfort zone. Set goals that push you slightly beyond what feels safe and familiar. Celebrate each small victory along the way, which will help you to build your confidence. So you say, okay, Nyomi, what does that look like? What does that look like? What are some examples of small steps outside of my comfort zone that I can take a step to overcome my self-doubt? What does that look like? Maybe if I'm not a swimmer, maybe I'll go swim or something like that. You know, maybe if in an office meeting, maybe something like that. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's a little bit of that, but also start a new hobby. Choose a hobby or activity that you always wanted to try, but have been very hesitant about. Do that. Or if you're at a business meeting, speak up in a meeting or a group discussion. Especially if you tend to be quiet in those meetings or group discussions due to self-doubt or challenges, then this is your moment in time to contribute to it. Socializing with new people. Initiate conversation and interact with new people, whether it's a social gathering, network event, or even online. And I know now we are more on online social media type of things, so we rarely get to do a face-to-face interaction. But now, if you've always been afraid to do so, do it now. Or take on new responsibilities at work. Initiate, volunteer for projects or tasks that are slightly outside of your comfort zone. This because presenting in front of your colleagues or leading a team or taking a project on a new direction. And challenge your perfectionism. Start by embracing the idea of making mistakes and learning from them. Allow yourself to take risks without expecting perfection. Set realistic goals. Remember, we talked about this a few weeks ago. And focus on progress, whether that's striving for flawless outcomes. But by challenging perfectionism, you're giving yourself permission to grow and learn from experiencing, which ultimately reduces your self-doubt. Now, these are some key steps that will help you to take those small steps to come outside of your comfort zone. So even if you have some of your own that you want that I haven't named here, then do it. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to do those things. And it's like, okay, well, this perfection stuff, this could be a part of my blockage, because I know it was a part of mine, even with the self-love journey. So it's like, well, what techniques did you use, Nyomi, to get past that perfectionist? And you know what? I had to embrace my mistakes. I had to embrace my mistakes and understand what those mistakes were for me. You know, as I always say about learning, those mistakes for me was learning. Those were key learning aspects for me. Not only did it say, don't do it again, but it also say, you know, you could find another way to do it. Or you could find another way to say that. Or there is a different way. Now you know there's a different way. So let's now go find what that different way is. Instead of looking at, damn. But also acknowledging, okay, I made that mistake. Okay, what happened? Take note. Bam. All right. Let's try it again. And you might do it again, but it'd be a different mistake. But if you keep doing it over and over, and I don't want to say keep doing a mistake over and over again. So if you make a mistake and you come back and you do it differently, and then say that time it was a mistake. Okay, I acknowledge that. Mistake. I won't do that mistake again. So those two different mistakes that you did. So now this third time around, I should have it solid and gold. Yeah, understand that? I hope I'm explaining that right. So first of all, I want y'all to set realistic goals, and that's what we have to do. I am a retired perfectionist. I used to set very unattainable goals that happen right now. What I mean is that I used to have these big gigantic goals, but not having the steps or the levels to get there. So it's like I was going from 0 to 100 without going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if that makes sense. And also, what I do is I practice self-compassion. Is now I understand that I don't know everything. And it's okay not to know everything. But I am willing to learn what it is that I don't know. So for me not knowing, then that allows me to have more compassion for myself. Reframe from mistakes as learning opportunities. I don't view my mistakes as failure. I look at them as valuable teaching moments. And even in that process, I celebrate it. Especially now, I celebrate everything. Just this past weekend, actually yesterday, I treated myself to a beautiful Caribbean dinner that I made myself. Because actually I was supposed to start my cleanse on Friday, but I was waiting for one more item that comes in today. And I'll start my parasite cleanse tomorrow. But I said, let me celebrate me. Because I was able to get through a complete week. Not only did I push myself forward, but also I understood what my boundaries were for myself and didn't overdo it. And you know what? Take small risk. Challenge yourself to take small risk or try new things outside of your comfort zone. Try it. I do it all the time. You know, it's funny. I was, this morning I was sitting down in my prayer meditation room and this thought came across my mind and it said, you've already did the hard work. Because it was a message that came to me. It says, don't dim your light to fit in. And I get that message a lot. Don't dim your light to fit in. And then the question is, what do you do? What are you doing to dim your light? And I say, you know, what I'm not doing is I'm not promoting as I should. And then I asked the question, why you don't? Is it about fear? Is it about self-doubt? Is it about being a perfectionist? What is it about? And then this morning I said, you know what? It's about all of that. And so I need to post things that are truly me. And I know, Nyomi, you post some stuff. Yeah, I do. But I hold back. I do. I hold back a lot. I have a lot to say. When you don't say enough on the podcast or such and such. No, I have a lot more to say. I do. And I will. And I will start speaking it. I will start speaking it. This morning, I had some aha moments this morning. It was, yeah. I had some great aha moments this morning, and I just had to share that little tidbit with you all there because it does kind of relate to what's going on today, even with the resilience and self-love. But even through that moment of me sitting there, it kind of made me understood really that me doing this show, The Season of Self-Love, is not only for you all, it's for me too. Because I need some reminders. I need some taps on my shoulders. I need to be accountable for things that I don't do. It's like, how can you speak and you can say these to other people, but at times you're not utilizing this yourself, or you're not doing this yourself. And this is where you have to do that self-awareness and check it. But still have grace with yourself, compassion with yourself when doing it. Okay, I want to talk about vulnerability for a moment, and this is something that I would just literally just talk about. So, for me, vulnerability is often associated with weakness and being exposed to potential harm. But it can actually be a tremendous strength when embraced. So here are a few things which vulnerability contributes to the development of self-love and resilience. And even though I know wasn't a part of my outline today, I figured this is something that I needed to put in because this morning, what I just talked about was a part of my vulnerability. It was a part of really not understanding how strong vulnerability could be to our self-love journey. When talking about that let's break it down. Authenticity and self-acceptance. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we are showing up as our authentic selves. And I do speak that. I speak that in everything that I do. But to be truth, I do hold back. And I need not to. Connection and empathy. Vulnerability creates opportunity for genuine connections with others. And when we share our struggles, fears, and mistakes, we invite others to do the same. And so this fosters empathy and understanding and strengthens our relationships and support networks. Growth and learning. Embracing vulnerability means being open to taking risks and trying new things. And it means stepping outside of our comfort zone and being willing to make mistakes. So as I was speaking before, and I was just looking at a few things that I've already done, and I said to myself, you've already did the hard work. You've already stepped out there and did something totally different of what people would think you should be doing. Right now, people looking for you to do the countdown for Christmas to go to your OnlyFans. That's what I was doing last year around this time. This year, I'm not. Right there, that took strength. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And so me sitting down this morning and looking at that, I'm like, wow. So I truly have been dimming my light. In fear that people will not accept me for who I am. But then I go back to what I always say. Everybody not for you, boo. Everybody not for me. And those who are for me, those that who are supposed to be listening to this and do, that's your assignment. That's a part of your purpose. That's what you do. Don't worry about that other stuff. Oh, it's good that you posted that food up. But then you had a whole nother message after that. Why didn't you put that down? Trust me, I'm not beating up on myself, but that message this morning just made me go back and think like, wow. Emotional resilience. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and we acknowledge and express our emotions honestly. And this includes sharing our joys, our sorrow, our fears, and our hope. And by acknowledging and processing these emotions, we build emotional resilience. And we become better equipped to navigate. And what I have to understand is that I have to be patient with myself. As I'm telling you all, be patient with yourselves. Because on this self-love journey, I've been on it for over a year, almost two years. And I still have to be very patient with myself to understand that I am human. And the meaning in that is that I am imperfect. That self-doubt will slip on in there. Fear will slip on in there. But now I have the tools to overcome all of those things when they come, because they coming. It's just now we have the tools to identify them. You're like, oh, okay, let me check. Oh, let me, Okay, I found another word to take that word out. And then it might take me another 10 or 20 years before what? I'm totally healed. What does that look like? Because I believe we're forever healing. That's why I believe that the self-love season is always. Overcoming shame and self-criticism. Ooh. Yeah. That's when that little perfectionist come and she be waving her little hair, moving her hair back and forth like, girl, here I am. Girl, don't put that up there because they going to say boom, boom, boom. And I ain't going to lie, sometimes I sit there, okay, girl, I hear you, and won't do nothing. And sometimes I say, girl, go sit down over there. Let me go ahead and put this out. But I'm so glad that I chose this topic today of resilience and getting through with self-love, because, man, what I say, I did this research this weekend. So what I do is every 2 weeks, I'll break down my show ideas and break them all down and have them all, ready. So when I get up in the morning, I promise you, and I sit in prayer and meditation, yes, they are on my mind, but then the messages that come to me through Bibles, through cars, through whatever, these are random things that come from me. And I truly believe that they're all like a divine guidance that comes from me. And so it usually be right on point on what the topic is for the day. And so that's how I know that I'm truly aligned and I am on the right path. And I know this full-heartedly with all of my soul. With all of my soul. And so this is what I want to do with this. First of all, I want to thank you all for just coming out and just listening to this again, wherever you are. Wherever you are. And like I said, tomorrow I'm starting my my parasite cleanse. It's a 30-day that I'm doing to rid all of the parasites and toxins out of my body. But also I had started, and I didn't share it. And I didn't share it because I kind of wanted to go through it myself. But you all let me know if it's something that you want. Just either email me if you want to join into this 31-day challenge of preparing yourself for the year of the domination of 2024. And if you want, a part of it, just send me an email and I send you a few little days, that I have thus far. So I'm actually making it along the way and doing it along the way. I started on Monday, on Friday, on the 1st. And like I said, I didn't share because it was something that I wanted to keep to myself. And if you want to join it, today is Gratitude Day. It's write three things that you are grateful for. And write it in a sentence, each one of those. Excuse me. So that's something that I'm just putting out there now. But you don't have to. But yeah, I've started it on Friday. But I want to tell you all thank you. Thank you. For just being here with me. I just hope that you all can just reflect on the key points that we've discussed today. And remember that resilience is your ally on this beautiful journey of self-love. And I want y'all to embrace it, to nurture it, and let it guide you. You are stronger than you think, and you have the power to overcome any obstacles. So keep moving forward and keep loving yourself and never give up. Thank you for joining me today, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you all on our next episode. So stay resilient, stay loving, and stay you. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. If you have any questions or would like to connect with us, you can follow us on social media. Just search for the Season of Self-Love on Instagram. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to email us at elevateme9999@gmail.com. And remember, you are worthy of love, growth, and happiness. So keep shining bright, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Season of Self-Love. Be good to one another and yourselves, and always keep it sexy. Send a light, love, and prayers.